Yeah. Hey, overlay. Get off the screen, overlay. Will I ever learn? Will I ever learn? No overlay. Hide that overlay. There I am. Hey, everybody, it's me, John Hodgman. I wanted to point out to you, um, using not that hand, this one there. Oop. Max Fun Drive. It starts today, April the 25th. I had to look. You saw me look. I had to look. Monday, April the 25th. It is 4:52 p.m. Here in Brooklyn, New York, where I am stationed, based, reside, broadcast from. I'm not in my office today, so you get a little peek behind the scenes. I own a mirror and a lamp and a little recessed lighting. It's all you'll ever get to know about me. It's private. The one thing that's public, Max Fun Con is a thing. Max Fun Drive is what I'm talking about. Max Fun Drive starts today, now. If you do not know, I do a podcast called Judge John Hodgman. It comes out every week on a Wednesday on the Maximum Fun network of quality podcasts. And once a year, we take 10 weekdays, 2 weeks, 10 weekdays to speak to our listeners and their friends and family and say, hey, if you like what you hear, would you consider supporting us financially, if possible? Or if you can't hack it, won't you tell a friend using social media or your own eyes and ears and mouth and hands, or however you communicate with people about the work that we do over at Maximum Fun. Unlike Maximum Fun, started as a podcast network more than a decade ago, before there were very many podcast networks. And our friend and yours, Jesse Thorne, founded it as a place to host podcasts of both high hilarity and high quality with a simple model in mind. All of the podcasts would be, one, creator owned, and two, listener supported. Kind of a public radio model, except I don't know that public radio allows you to own your own podcasts or your own radio shows. Ask John Moe about it. It's a little bit of tea, as they say, the young people. Point is, we are a community of podcasters who all like each other and support each other. We all own our own shows. And once a year, we come to our listeners and say, MaximumFun.org/join over and over and over again to build and enlarge, ideally, our community of listeners and supporters. That might be you. Max Fun Drive is what we call it. Hashtag Max Fun Drive, since the hashtag was invented. And I, as a podcaster, as the host and co-host of Judge John Hodgman, really take this very seriously. The Judge John Hodgman podcast and the Maximum Fun community have been an incredible lifeline to me personally. We started the podcast years ago. I don't want to say how many, but double dig. At a time when I was primarily known just for being the weirdo on The Daily Show and the Apple PC, which were two wonderful things that I loved doing. And as well, I wrote these books of fake facts, which were absurdist humor, which I also loved doing. But I realized that I was always playing a version of myself, a hyperbolic John Hodgman, a character, of the Tweety unbearable know-it-all. And the reality is, I'm a real human being. I'm an unbearable know-it-all, but I very rarely wear tweed. That's Jesse Thorne's biz. It's not me. He puts that on. I put this on, a slub shirt. In any case, I wanted an opportunity, knowing that podcasts were happening at the time, and having been disproved my initial assessment when Jonathan Colton told me about podcasts in 2004, and I said, that'll never work. I learned that it worked. I had come to know Jesse through being a guest on what is now known as Bullseye. I had come to appreciate his kindness and intelligence and spirit. And he had asked me to do a segment on his Jordan Jesse Go show with Jordan Morris called Judge John Hodgman. I said yes. And I did it a couple of times as a segment. And then I was like, I want to do this all the time. Not because I'm that judgmental a person. And I think if you listen to the podcast, you know I'm pretty open-minded. I try to be. Certainly, I've become a lot more broad-minded and a better person through doing the podcast and listening to the folks, but because I wanted to talk to real people in the world, and I wanted to be my real self. And so for a decade or so of Judge John Hodgman, I've gotten frankly, the real delight and pleasure and joy of being myself and helping, when listening to other people, be themselves. I didn't have to help them. They're already themselves. And then the live touring and meeting the people in person, it was just a joy to be myself among other people being themselves. You know, there are a lot of great podcasts in the Maximum Fun Network. I'm a fan of so many of them, all of them. But I do think that Judge John Hodgman is a little bit special, with perhaps the exception of Dr. Game Show, where we are talking to real human beings in real time and just essentially interviewing normal people out in the world and all around the world. I'm going to pause for a moment while a helicopter goes by. In any case, it was long before we were all isolated and terrified and going through the mass traumatic event that is really emotional traumatic event that has really dominated the past 5 years of our lives, 6 years of our lives, particularly during the period of time when all of the other happy ways I live my life and the ways you lived your life shut down, and we all had to stay home and work from screens, not see each other, not be with each other. The podcast in particular was once again not merely, not merely a job, but a very, very vital connection to you. A chance to keep you company, which is every entertainer's desire, is to keep people company and distract them from their problems, but also to be kept company by you. Much to the surprise of everyone involved with the Enterprise, not the Starship Enterprise. This isn't Ben and Adam's Greatest Generation podcast. The Maximum Fun Enterprise. During a time of real economic hardship for most Americans, and definitely uncertainty, the Maximum Fun community of listeners proved to be more generous than ever before, and not always with money, but with feedback, support, help. That's a really, really decent group of people that I'm very, very proud to be a part of. And I don't know why I said it was to our surprise that the Max Fun drives during the past couple of years proved to be full of good spirit and generosity, because we shouldn't be surprised. That's who the Maximum Fun community is. So here we are again. It is now the year 2022. Max Fun Drive is upon us. I'm really excited about it because I've discovered live streaming, which I'm concerned is going to become a part of my life. I do enjoy it. In particular, particular two projects that I'm going to really lean into during this Max Fun Drive. And if I have learned how to do this correctly, I'm going to share them with you. First of all, I just want to take a moment here to acknowledge everyone who's in the comments watching across all these different platforms. I see that Jennifer Marmer is, super producer Jennifer Marmer is in the chat. I just want to say hi to all of the pals of the past 15 years, 16 years that I've been in the public eye. I see a lot of very familiar, friendly names from Get Your Pets, from my old areas of my expertise, book tour days. It's really, really lovely to see you all in there. And please, keep it feisty in the chat. Keep it fun. Keep it feisty. Keep it friendly. Keep it feisty. And Canadian pizza absolutely is garbage. Now, one thing, now that I've discovered streaming, and now that I have discovered some aspect of this, I will share with you the incredible presentation that I spent hours and hours figuring out how to do today. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this is working. So far, it's working. Max Fun Drive. These are the JJ highlights for 2022. Everyone who does Max Fun Drive, everyone who has a podcast on Maximum Fun celebrates Max Fun Drive in their own way. We all do bonus content. We release members-only episodes. If you are a member of Maximum Fun, by going to maximumfun.org/join, even at the $5 a month level, you have access to all of these hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of members-only Maximum Fun content, including all of the past special JJ Hoes that we've done. And this year's Judge John Hodgman bonus content is Judge John Hodgman After Dark. Adults only, everybody. Adults only. John Moe has incredible bonus content this year, I happen to know, because I was lucky enough to be a part of it for his Depresh Mode podcast. You should become a member, download it, and you can listen to him interview a lot of his favorite people in the world, talk about the most boring topics they can talk about, as a sleep aid to help you fall asleep. A true, what do you call it, soporific podcast, so that you get that beauty rest where we're talking about mental beauty, because sleep is so important. And when I did this thing with him, and it's available now, that BOCO is in the stream. Go check out the Depresh Mode BOCO. Go check it out, because I did a thing that brought me the most incredible happiness, which was that I built a city in SimCity while talking to John Moe and pretending to be Bob Ross. And I want to do this more. So I'm launching a 2-week only morning television, fake television show, just for Max Fun Drive, called The Joy of Zoning. It is a SimCity 2013 edition live stream in which I will build a city from scratch starting tomorrow morning and every weekday till the end of the drive. You can follow along on any of these platforms that you're watching right now. You can interact with me if you wish, but mostly I'm just going to be laying down some very happy little roads, some medium density roads, and zoning some residential, zoning some industrial, zoning some commercial, just making happy little cities. It's going to be a very chill way for you and me to start my day, because I find it very relaxing to build a little city in SimCity 2013 edition. You can join me every weekday morning at 9 a.m. on whichever platform you're watching this now: Facebook, the Judge John Hodgman page, my YouTube page, my Twitch page, twitch.tv/John Hodgman, Twitter. Unfortunately, not on Instagram. This program doesn't broadcast to Instagram. 9 a.m. for an hour. I'll start up city tomorrow morning, Tuesday, April 26th, and I'm just going to keep building that city, and it's going to be a lot of fun. What else? Well, another thing I discovered, and one of the ways I really enjoyed connecting with the Maximum Fun community and the community of the world, of course, has been Get Your Pets. It's my afternoon talk show in which I a person who used to really be on television, real TV, now goes online and interviews people's cats and dogs and other pets in the middle of the afternoon. We did this every day in 2020 for definitely all of April and May, probably the second half of March and the first 10th of June. It was an incredible experience, me getting to meet the humans out there and around the world, and their cats and their dogs and their bearded dragons and their emus and their ravens and their camels and even one cassowary, which I have banned for being too dangerous. But even cassowaries, I guess, can be pets if they are properly supervised in a responsible enclosure. Let's put it that way. Well, Daily Get Your Pets will be returning for a almost 2-week, a 9-weekday what is it? Not invasion, not occasion, limited edition, not that, limited run, whatever. Starting tomorrow, April 26th at 3 p.m. for a minimum of an hour each weekday until the end of Max Fun Drive. I will be hosting Get Your Pets right here on these platforms that you are using. I will be able to, and will be giving out a URL. Of course, I've made a bit.ly that will allow you to request to join the stream. You don't have to be on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or whatever, but you just go to a browser and you put in the URL, and then you will pop up and I will be able to add you to the conversation. And I'll get to talk to your cats and dogs and other pets, and it'll be a lot of fun. I believe Safari is the preferred browser. Certainly for phones, I've found that to be true. If you're dialing in from your phone. If you're dialing in from a computer, well, we'll just see how it goes. This will not be on Instagram Live. I'm sorry, that's where Get Your Pets started. That's where Get Your Pets thrived. But I think that StreamYard, which is the program I'm using now, you're welcome, StreamYard, I'm going to be messing around with it for a little while because it just seems a little bit more streamlined. You can see how incredible I made this presentation. Watch this, next slide. Guess what? Last year, or a couple years ago, we offered a stretch goal, as they say. If we met a certain number of new and upgrading members during the Max Fun Drive, Elliot, Kaylin, and I would do a special podcast about my favorite TV show, I, Claudius, the BBC historical miniseries about ancient Rome that aired in the 1970s and was filmed entirely in the basement. You should watch it and you should listen to that podcast. It's still available. I don't even think it's Boco anymore. I think it's just in the general feed. We called it iPodius, and we had a lot of fun with Jordan Colling, our producer, and her mom Avis, and Elliot and I, and Patrick Stewart, who was in I, Claudius and was very nice and willing to sit down in a restaurant and talk to me about his experience doing the show. It was great. It was great. So we're going to come back, Elliot and I, and do another special podcast. This time, he's going to make me watch something that he loves and which I merely like. It's called a little TV show called The Prisoner. And as you can see via this slide, I'm suggesting this podcast be named Be Seeing You. Pause for a truck going by. All right. Because that's a line from The Prisoner. Now, are we going to do all 5,000 episodes of The Prisoner? No. We're gonna do 2 episodes. We're going to do the first episode, and then we're going to have a poll as to which of the other mind-bending episodes we should cover. We're just going to do the 2 episodes because we just don't. Elliot's a very busy guy. I'm a busy guy. We can't just run off and do a massive 10-episode podcast like that. But we're going to have a lot of fun. The overall goal of Max Fun Drive this year is to reach 20,000 new and upgrading members. That means people who have never been a member before, joining at any level, or if you're a friend of you're a member now, jumping up a level. upgrading, even not even a whole level, just a few extra bucks a month. 20,000 overall new and upgrading members during the Max Fun Drive. If we reach 10,000 N&Us, that's what I call new and upgrading members, by end of day Friday, 4/29, that's this Friday, that will unlock the Prisoner podcast, and we'll get the poll going. And if you want, you can vote for the very last episode. You can vote, which is a wild and psychedelic weird episode that I actually have never seen because it was too weird for me. I watched 5 minutes of it. I said no. You can vote for any of basically the second half of the series, which I've never seen, because to me it got. I felt like I got enough out of the pilot. Believe me, it's strange enough. Or you can vote to make us watch the pilot again. I guess you could probably even vote to make us watch the pilot of the remake with that came out of the reboot, the American reboot. It's like, here's the thing: Sir Ian McKellen. I couldn't remember his name for a second. I could remember that Jim Caviezel was in it. I could remember Sir Ian McKellen. My, how the brain is strange. Anyway, that unlocks with 10,000 new and upgrading members by the end of the day on Friday. Okay. Boo, do them all, says Doug Singer. You do them all. Call you out, Doug Singer, on Facebook. Believe me, these, and who knows that we might not do an extra one. If things get feisty in the drive, you never know. But right now, the promise is this: 2 episodes of The Prisoner, but we got to get that 10,000 mark by the end of the day on Friday, 4/29. What else? Then, 4:30, Chuck Bryant and I, your friend and mine, from Stuff You Should Know, we're going to host that pub quiz. We've done it every year at Max FunCon. We've done a virtual one last year. We're going to do a virtual one this year. Max Fun Pub Trivia with Chuck Bryant and me too, will be this Saturday, April the 30th at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm looking at my own slots. This is a fundraiser, not for Max Fun, but for the National Casa GAL Association, which is an association of court-appointed, now I'm going to the next slide to remember it because I can't, court-appointed special advocates plus guardians ad litem volunteers who are appointed by judges to advocate for children's best interests, mainly and mostly are kids who have been neglected or abused or in foster care. So this is a fundraiser. If you want to play, form a team and play, it's $25 to play. If you want to just watch on YouTube, $6 to watch. We're going to have a lot of fun. All proceeds go to the National Casa and GAL Association. And you'll note on this next slide, I write, it's the only Chuck and Hodge pub quiz this year. That is true. Very, very sadly, we were both unable to attend Max FunCon this year. This is the last scheduled Max FunCon for a while. I can't go because it's on my birthday and I have family plans already. So I apologize. But all the more reason you should jump onto this virtual quiz and enjoy the virtual pub quiz on Saturday, April the 30th. Finally, not Max Fun Drive specific, but I wanted to let you know because we're just allowed to announce it. We are coming back live. We tried to do it for the Sketchfest in January. Didn't come together for obvious reasons. We will be at that Sketchfest next January. I promise you that, unless something happens. But we are definitely coming back live on June 29th, and we are coming back live, and we're coming back live and big. We're going to be doing a live Judge John Hodgman show at Lincoln Center, outside the Damrosch Amphitheater. That's where they have the circus, y'all. And it's going to be absolutely free. So if you live anywhere within shooting distance of New York, or feel good about traveling, and you want to have a fun time watching me dispense justice under the 1 star you're able to see during light pollution, but in the fresh air of Lincoln Center's Damrosch Park, just go to bit.ly/JJHO Lincoln. You see, I made a bit.ly for it because Jesse wasn't around to stop me. And double finally, yes, I will be mispronouncing names on the internet as I've done for most of every Max Fun Drive. This is a deal where if you join at the leadership squad level or above, or you upgrade your membership to the leadership squad level or above, and you send me proof of this via an email, I will go on Instagram and mispronounce and thank you and mispronounce your names on my Instagram feed, my stories feed specifically. So to make it clear, these are the rules. If you would like me to thank you and mispronounce your name on the internet, on Instagram, you have to join as a new member at the leadership squad level or above. If you're not a member already, please join as one at the leadership squad level or above. You can find it at maximumfun.org/join. I've made a little bit.ly, which you can see, which is bit.ly/mfdrive. Join at the leadership squad level or above, and then email me your proof. Take a screenshot of the receipt or whatever it is with hashtag proof in the subject line so I can make sure that it gets into the right folder and I can do them all, because I'm very happy that a lot of people do them. You will also be thanked and mispronounced if you are an existing member who upgrades to the leadership squad level or higher. So you can go from leadership squad level to Silver Seagull, or Golden Eagle to Platinum Angel, et cetera, et cetera. Or if you're just a friend of the family right now and you upgrade to that leadership squad level, send me the proof of your status jump, hodgman@maximumfun.org, and please put that hashtag proof in the subject line. Now, we're going to have to limit this a little bit too, because this takes up, this is very popular and I appreciate it. But sometimes I end up thanking people through the middle of the summer. So if you don't mind, the window to request thanks and mispronunciation will end on end of day Friday, let's say midnight, this Friday, 4/29. So this is a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next offer only. Get those requests in. I will not honor requests that come in after midnight your time, wherever that may be, on Friday the 29th. Okay. So that's the cutoff. Midnight, Friday the 29th, hodgman@maximumfun.org. I'll be thanking and mispronouncing your name if you join the leadership squad level or above, or if you upgrade to the leadership squad level above, unless we hit that 10,000 new N&U new and upgrading membership mark by the end of this day on Friday, in which case I will extend the offer by a week. So if we hit that 10K mark by the end of the day on Friday, not only will you get that special prisoner podcast, 2 episodes at a minimum, and maximum perhaps, but also I will extend the mispronunciation offer through the end of Max FunCon, which of course is May the 6th. Now, get your screenshotting fingers ready to go, or however you screenshot, because you can just screenshot all of this. And these are all the things that I just said. In case you don't remember. I will leave this video up for posterity because it's frankly been perfect. And also to remind people what's going on during this wonderful time we call the Max Fun Drive. Now, all these things, of course, are in addition to all of the bonus content you get just for signing up at even our most basic membership level. All of the incredible fun merch and activity cards and patches and pins and doodads that you activate when you are able to support us at different levels. You want to find out what all that stuff is? I don't know. I can't even remember. There's so much stuff. Go to maximumfun.org/join or bit.ly/mfdrive. You can see what all that stuff is and choose a membership level that's right for you. And one more thing. If this is a year in which there is no membership level that is right for you, in which you just can't afford to join or upgrade this year, maybe you've never been able to afford to join or upgrade, that's absolutely fine. The point of Maximum Fun is never a paywall. Never, ever, ever. Never a paywall, never a pay to listen, nothing. We want the podcast to be heard and enjoyed. So if you're not able to do it, we love you just as much. And if you want to support us during the Max Fund Drive in some other way, by hashtagging that Max Fund Drive all over your socials, or telling a friend or a meemaw or a nibbling or a distant relative or an old high school enemy, I don't know who's in your life. You want to tell them about Judge John Hodgman or Bullseye or Jordan Jesse Go or Dr. Game Show or Baby Geniuses or My Brother and Me or Adventure Zone or all of the Go Fact Yourself, all of the incredible podcasts that make up the Maximum Fun family. That's support enough. Anyway, I'm going to end this now. I'm just going to say thank you again. A quick note about the trivia. Okay, it's Saturday. I'm just look through the comments to make sure that, because part of the fun of being part of Maximum Fun is getting your heartfelt corrections. Tweety Burt says hello from Blue Hill, Maine. Can't wait to see you up there. A quick note about trivia. It is Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Thank you very much. Did I not have it in there? I guess I didn't. Let's go back. I had it at 4 p.m. Eastern. Well, you would have been early. Thank you very much, Jennifer Marmer. It is 5 p.m. Eastern. So when you screenshot this screen, make sure that you make a note on your screen. Just take a Sharpie and draw on your screen, 5 p.m. All of it's outlined, of course, there at themaximumfun.org. I knew I was going to mess up something. That's why I wanted to check. And with that, Claude Gaudette says, this is weird, unless YouTube is pulling my leg. I'm the only one here. Claude, you might be the only one watching on YouTube, but I guarantee you you're part of a group of viewers across many platforms. I'm very glad we're able to join me for this impromptu stream. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. I didn't mess that up. Right here, wherever you're watching this, I'm just going to be zoning some residential, commercial, and industrial on the joy of zoning with John Hodgman. Then again at 3 p.m., Catch Your Pets every weekday, this week and next, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you very much to everyone who dropped in. And once again, what can I say? MaximumFun.org/join or bit.ly/mfdrive. My name is John Hodgman, and I am done speaking now. Goodbye.